Alright, so add another team to the list of eliminated, as the Columbus Blue Jackets have been eliminated by the Tampa Bay Lightning in 5 games in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. So we take a look at that in this video. If you like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey and want to see the latest news around the NHL, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe down below. And let's take a look at how the Tampa Bay Lightning dispatched the Columbus Blue Jackets. So revenge is best served cold, as the Columbus Blue Jackets got a little bit of that in this series as they were eliminated by the Tampa Bay Lightning in the first round in 5 games. Look back at the 2019 season, the Columbus Blue Jackets had just snuck into the playoffs. The Tampa Bay Lightning were the far away the best team in the NHL that season, and they won the President's Trophy. And the Columbus Blue Jackets' hard work, hard effort stunned the Tampa Bay Lightning and swept the Tampa Bay Lightning in the first round of the 2019 Stanley Cup playoffs. So now we see this matchup again in the first round of the 2020 Stanley Cup playoffs. That was the big marquee matchup. Some would say the nemesis to the Tampa Bay Lightning is the Columbus Blue Jackets based off of what happened, but it was one series. That's just how it goes. But this, John Tortorella won a Stanley Cup back in the day in 2004 with the Tampa Bay Lightning. So a little bit of history there. This was going to be an interesting series. It's going to be interesting to see, especially that first game. How was this going to play out? Was Tampa Bay going to, because what we saw last year, they came out of the gate strong in that first period of Game 1 in the 2019 Stanley Cup playoffs and lost the series completely after that. So it was interesting to see how Game 1 would play out and would set the tempo for this series. Tampa Bay did a pretty good job of that, because in Game 1, it was a 3-2 victory for the Tampa Bay Lightning. A solid start to the series, just to get that little bit of feeling, hey, we can beat these guys. We can play to their level. It was an aggressive, gritty series, and I think Tampa Bay stepping up that level of aggressiveness really helped them in winning this series. Then we move on to Game 2, and the Columbus Blue Jackets get a little bit back as they even the series, tied up at 1 apiece, a 3-1 victory for the Columbus Blue Jackets. They were able to get some goals on the board, and they were able to keep the big guys for the Tampa Bay Lightning off the board, which was the key factor in Game 2. Then we move on to Game 3, and it's a pretty close series from here on out, as the Tampa Bay Lightning were able to win it, a 3-2 victory last Saturday, and it was a close game, back and forth. But the difference was the Tampa Bay Lightning just have more skill, and that really showed up in that series. And this was actually the crazy game, I'm pretty sure. Oh, hold on, that was Game 1. Never mind. But this was we had that big game, and that probably affected things for the Blue Jackets. The depth was really hurting as the series wore on. I think that Game 1 with that crazy finish by Braden Point in 5 or 6 overtimes, whatever that was, it was too much to handle for the Blue Jackets, and their depth really got affected. But Tampa Bay's, that huge amount of depth they have, John Cooper could throw out any line he wanted to against the Blue Jackets, and it really wouldn't have mattered. I think that became, as we get through the series, that did become a factor along the way. Then we move on to Game 4. Tampa Bay Lightning get a 2-1 victory, so they're able to beat the Blue Jackets at their own game. The Blue Jackets wanted to keep the score low in this series and just get enough opportunities to beat the Tampa Bay Lightning. If they had more opportunities, if they had less opportunities than Tampa, but more high-quality opportunities, that could be the difference in the game. And they had to win a game 2-1 or 1-0. The Tampa Bay Lightning were able to beat the Blue Jackets at their game, so now they're up 3-1 at this point. And now with the Blue Jackets, their backs up against the wall here in Game 5, just not enough. They lose Game 5 by a score of 5-4 in overtime. It was a great series overall. The Blue Jackets, disappointing after how they did against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Definitely disappointing to see this be the end for the Blue Jackets, but they remind me a lot of the Chicago Blackhawks out on the West. You look, going into this season, nobody had the Chicago Blackhawks or the Columbus Blue Jackets making the playoffs, including myself. They lost a lot of pieces. They've gotten older in Chicago. The Blue Jackets lost a lot of guys in free agency, guys like Panarin, Duchesne, Dzingel. They were still able to put together a pretty solid season. They got to the playoffs. Yes, they lost in 5 games to the Tampa Bay Lightning, but we are talking about the Tampa Bay Lightning. So Tampa was bound to break through, eventually get out of the first round, trying to remove that choker mentality until they win a Stanley Cup. That is always going to be hanging on the Tampa Bay Lightning, and we'll see if this is the year for the Lightning. But let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of the Tampa Bay Lightning finishing off this series against the Blue Jackets? And Blue Jackets fans, let me know how you feel about your team going into this offseason. What are some things they have to work on? I think the depth, they need a little bit more help with the depth, but they have a lot of young talent coming up. I mean, we saw guys like Liam Foudy. What's the other guy that's coming up that looks really good? I mean, there's a lot of depth here for the Columbus Blue Jackets. And yes, you've got Foligno, who is a huge piece to this team. And considering that they have some older guys on that blue line, they still are able to put together a pretty solid blue line. They have probably one of the best duos in the NHL with Zach Werenski and Seth Jones. I think that was a huge factor in this series. But again, it just wasn't enough to beat that star-studded Tampa Bay Lightning roster. So let me know in the comment section down below. And if you like what we're doing here at Goal Line Hockey, want to see the latest news around the NHL, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and a subscribe down below. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.